It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theater, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
And Murray, who I think actually made it to 3 movies this week. Did you make it to 3?
I did. Not 4, though.
That's crazy. But throw out 3 out of 4. That's 750. You bat that in the major leagues, you're multi-billionaire. So with 3 introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
And as per Meatloaf, 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
That's not the expression.
Oh, it isn't?
No.
What is it?
Maybe I'll tell you next week.
All right.
You know what's funny?
What? Something?
Look.
Meatloaf?
No, look, read this.
Yeah, that's cool. That's why I cut and pasted it.
You didn't cut and paste any? What are you talking about?
I did. It's in the email.
What?
Like I promised you.
What email?
We're having a conversation with our listeners.
I don't know what's going on right now.
Well, let's continue
Thanks
then.
to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your list platform. Or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining a membership at buymeacoffee.com/FilmRageYYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film. And you know what? We'll watch it if it played in cinemas anywhere in the world. Now, we're already warmed up, so let's get to raging. But first, here's a word from our sponsors.
Hey, Bryce, what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to my favorite cinema, canyonmeadowscinema, to see the best second-run movies at the best price.
What? How inexpensive are they?
Regular price is $5, $5.
Regular price is $5. Makes me hope they also serve pizza.
They do, plus a lot of other great food choices. Plus, I'm planning my office Christmas party there. They can host a plethora of options for any get-together. Gaming, movie, drag show.
Drag show? Now I know where I'm planning my next party.
Hey, maybe you think there's a Liam Neeson or a superhero movie planned?
I hope not. But maybe there'll be a great independent documentary.
Sure. Call CMC at 403-670-5444 to book a special event or go online at canyonmeadowscinema.ca.
Boys are already hyped up and
We're raged up. There's so much rage going on.
We just got back, so they're already hyper.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can control them.
What did we just get back from there, Murray?
We just got back from Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie
Blood
the Pooh?
and Honey.
He's so adorable.
He is adorable.
Wait a minute.
Totes adorable.
Blood and honey?
Blood and Honey.
That doesn't sound like the Winnie the Pooh I know.
Not the one I know either. But apparently, the copyright expired last year for these characters, which left them open for all kinds of interpretations, which is what these filmmakers decided to do. The gist of the story is after Christopher Robin, that's the human guy, abandons them for college, Pooh and Piglet embark on a bloody rampage as they search for a new source of food.
Good thing they're not anywhere close.
It's not a bad concept.
I'm pretty sure this movie was 100% British because I didn't
Well, there
understand
was
a word
one
of
guy
what they
that
were.
was
There was one
not
guy
British.
who didn't have an accent, but everybody else was. So
Yeah, no, it was definitely.
I think it was definitely British. And it was shot for $100,000, and it's already made over $1 million. But it's been out for a month, I guess, in the UK or Europe or somewhere. But so yeah, it just came to our neck of the woods.
Oh, I saw what you
the
did.
100-acre woods. So we went to see it before we are talking with you. Yeah, it was interesting premise. You know, cartoon characters from our youth turning violent. I mean, not the first time we've ever seen a cartoon with lots of, blood and violence, but yeah, everybody else was human, but Pooh and Piglet were basically just humans with masks. Like, I know they have budget constraints, but I kind of wish they would have spent a little more money on either CG or better makeup. Because the masks, they were just plastic masks. Like, the mouse didn't even move.
They moved.
They were rubber.
They were rubber masks. Is what they
Maybe
were.
more rubber.
They were fine.
So yeah, after the intro,
That wasn't the problem with the movie.
No, but I mean, yeah, the movie started off. Yeah, it was awesome. Like, there was, lots of blood and gore. I'm like, oh, okay, now Pooh is, ticked off. He's gonna, do some damage. But then it just devolved into your typical horror movie crap, with probably the stupidest humans alive going to the woods for no apparent reason and
Once again, not the problem with the movie.
And they had no common sense. Like, whenever there was a logical way out, or something that someone smart would have done, they did the opposite.
That's fine in this type of movie.
All I can say is I'm glad this movie was only an hour and 24 minutes. If it was any longer, I think I may have just hurled. It was a rage. I was so disappointed with it.
All right.
You want to go next, mister?
Well, there's nothing really to say. I mean, the concept was fine. And I really thought that this actually did have potential, but it gets bogged down by just piss poor production. Like, bad. Like, there is music.
Mix.
The music through the whole thing drowns out everything.
Yeah.
And
including the dialogue.
Including the dialogue. It's just, and the music never stops. And it's funny, towards the end, I don't know if you noticed, but I think right after he runs into Pooh, not to spoil anything, I won't go into any more of that, but all of a sudden the music actually stopped for a couple of seconds and you heard him breathe, and it was the first time that I felt in the story at all.
Yeah,
because all it was through this whole thing was this horrible soundtrack, just god-awful music that just drowned out everything that was going on, and it just muffled everything. So if there's something getting smashed, it was muffled. If they were screaming at each other, it was muffled. It was just, it took you so far out of it that even if it was half decent, it still would have sucked because of the just piss poor production.
Yeah, the sound mix.
Because
was
of that
brutal.
alone, it's a rage. And there's many other reasons why it's a rage.
Can you list a few?
Well, I don't.
Come on, get to listing.
No, there's, you know what? All in all, the stuff that's going to bother a lot of people isn't going to bother me. The one thing that does bother me is there is a tiny bit of CGI in it, and that CGI is awful, and it also takes me out of it. This type of movie, you gotta go with practical effects all the way. The CGI that was used just was ridiculously stupid and looked just so unbelievably bad. If you go back and watch some Japanese movies from early 2000s and you get that type of CGI where it's just kind of ridiculous,
yeah,
it's fun.
It is.
But this, you either got to go all the way and make it fun, or don't use it. Yeah. Because if you're not going to make it so campy and stupid that it's fun, don't even go there. And they didn't. They
should have made an effort to make this fun.
That's
I think that was the biggest problem.
I think it took itself too seriously, which is weird because it wasn't really, but it did.
Yeah.
But it could not walk the line. There's a line that needed to be walked, and it was just all over the place. And did I mention the sound was terrible?
You did 7 times, yeah.
It didn't help that most of the characters spoke with thick British accents.
That had nothing to do with anything.
I had trouble understanding them because
You had trouble understanding them because you had music blaring over their dialogue.
That was also
the whole
why
time.
You couldn't hear them.
That was also why you couldn't understand what's going on, because you couldn't hear what they said.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about what I thought about this. The Tao of Pooh, this was definitely not. And if you go into the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise.
Why are you singing the Teddy Bear's Picnic?
Because that also popped into my head.
Not really that big of a surprise.
No.
If you go down to the woods today, you'd better go in disguise, but don't dress like a donkey.
No.
For every bear that ever was there will gather there for certain, because today's the day teddy bears have their picnic. And they are serving donkey Dahmer-style flank steaks, and oh yes, honey. Sorry, non-vegan friendly honey.
Blood and honey.
Well, really non-vegan because there's blood mixed in with it.
Yeah, well, there's that.
It's doubly non-vegan.
It's in doubly. But yeah, the writing in this film.
Why
If this took 28 minutes to write this entire script, I would say that is being generous. This had to have been the weakest tie-in of a beloved children's story turned murderous carnivore who also loves honey. But just a faintly veiled excuse to write a terrible, terrible slasher film where every single character, as Murray had alluded to, is stupid and but then they need to stop and talk about things for what seems like hours. But that's okay, because the killers would also stand there and listen to them while they stand there for no apparent reason. This is like, you know what, let's just sit here for a few minutes and you can talk about stuff and I'll just stand here and watch you talk about stuff.
Yeah, well, they kept on saying, oh, we got to be quiet or they'll hear us. Well, just shut up.
Yeah, just...
You don't have to say that.
Or the one where they're like, I've got a gun. When do you think we should shoot them? How about now? Like, just run down there and take your gun and blow his fucking head off.
Let's just wait till they gut our friend first, and then we'll go and shoot them.
Yeah, it's like, to Murray's point, like, I get what you're saying. There's a difference between people being stupid in a Jason movie, and then there's people that are this stupid that like there's a scene. I know I'm going to put a spoiler in there, but I mean, this movie is so bad it deserves spoilers. There's a scene where this girl's out in the hot tub and she's like taking selfie pictures of herself when they took away her phone. So I don't know how that was happening.
They showed her grab her phone off the table.
Did they? I couldn't hear it because there was too much music.
Well, you didn't have to hear it. You could see it, you meathead.
So she's doing another photo shoot in the hot tub by herself
in the middle of the woods.
In the middle of the woods by herself.
Yeah.
And
this stuff I don't have a problem with.
She sees a pig. I know you don't. But that's because slashers used to be one of your favorite genres. It's never been a favorite of mine. So she's taking pictures of herself and she sees in the picture, which could have been a really well done scene, but she looks at it and she's like, oh, you're not going to spoil my hot tub plant. And she gets back in the hot tub and lies down just in a perfect position. With her eyes closed.
That was a pretty good scene though, because then you got because they had the flickering light and you saw them, they were there, and then all of a sudden they were closer, and then all of a sudden they were closer. I thought that was one of the few effective things they did in the whole movie.
I will give you the fact, if everything around the fact that they did that, if she had not seen them and said, oh, you're not going to spoil my weekend, and then go lie with her eye. Like, who's in the middle of the fucking forest when they see a person dressed like a pig or a fucking teddy bear, and they're going to be like, you're not going to spoil my thing? Even if you're a murderer, I'm just going to lie down with my neck out. Just because she's not
a scaredy cat like you.
Dude, please do not try and go down that road. You are fighting a battle that is beyond, the funniest thing about this is the entire people who were watching this film along with us, I think all have had the same feelings as all of us.
It was quite a rowdy crowd too.
Including
the manager of the theater.
Yeah, it really wasn't. I thought the crowd should have been rowdier because maybe that would have helped it. But it does, to what Murray was talking about at the very beginning of this, is they obviously had the opportunity to make this movie because the copyright ran out, and they wanted to be first to do it. And it feels like they rushed through everything to get this out.
No writing at all.
Also another tidbit is
like when I was walking out of the theater, I told you were saying, oh, so what? How long did this take to write? And I was like, I don't think they wrote anything. I just think they just started shooting scenes.
Exactly.
Well,
it's like there's no writing here.
There's not one.
Another fun fact: it took them 10 days to shoot this.
Well,
that must have been 1 day of shooting and 9 days in post-production.
So 20 minutes to write it and 9.5 days to shoot it.
No, sorry, half a day to shoot it.
Yeah.
Well, would you say it was an hour and how many minutes?
24
to shoot it, and then the rest was in post-production.
There you go.
Yeah, so
that's it. And the good thing we have to look forward to is the quality of the writing and directing, sound mix, acting, and everything that makes up a film is now going to get a second one because it made money.
Yeah,
so we have
it's made money, and there's a little disclaimer at the end of the credits there that says that the Pooh will be back.
Oh, is there?
Here's the thing. It made money.
Yep.
They're going to have a few more dollars to make it next time.
Maybe
it'll be better.
Maybe somebody else will write it and direct
I
it.
am first in line to go to it. I'll tell you that right now.
I'll go just because, you know what? Some weeks you just need more rage than others.
That's right.
Well,
All right.
you know what? It wasn't the worst movie I saw this week.
It was not for me either.
There you
but
go.
I have a feeling both our movies that we didn't like
Be different.
are going to be different.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you may be correct.
You know what?
Because the
promised.
movie we're about to talk about.
Wait. I promised
spoil
our
it now.
listeners we would not agree on a lot of things this week. And I was right. Who knew?
Well, for the first one.
Well, you don't know that for
Oh, yeah.
sure.
Wait.
You guys all raged, right?
We did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Rage.
It's the first time. Murray's on the ball.
There we go.
Apparently staying up this late at night works for Murray.
Well, apparently watching some Winnie the Pooh and Piglet carnage kept me up.
Yeah, I had a bit of a poo boner myself. And you can take that multiple ways.
I don't know what a poo boner is.
You want to see it?
No thanks.
So Magic Mike's Last Dance is about... I have no idea.
2 hours?
I guess some stripper dude named Mike made some bad business deals, and now he bartends for rich folk, where he meets Salma Hayek, and for some reason she wants to put this loser in charge of some show in London when he has never directed anything in his life, in order to get back at her husband or ex-husband. I don't really know. The story is convoluted. There's literally not one moment of enjoyment in this entire film. Salma Hayek is miscast, and Channing Tatum is about as charming as a turnip in this. I hate it every second. I can't imagine that even fans of the franchise found this remotely watchable. This is pure garbage, and is currently sitting in the top spot for the biggest rage of 2023, and that's after watching Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey.
No, you watched Blood and Honey first. No, second. That's right.
I cannot imagine watching a worse movie in this or any other year. This is an all-timer. This would rate in my worst 5 films of all time. What a complete waste of time. This is a super rage. I hated this movie.
I can tell.
It was god-awful. What is the point? What is going on? You know what? There was a certain amount of charm to the first two.
Do you remember the first two?
I just remember they were buddies, and why wouldn't they bring in the buddies into this? Instead, we got all these other wieners, no developed characters at all, just a whole lot of who gives a crap. I hated this movie. Garbage. Pure garbage. Like literally one of the worst movies I've ever watched in my entire life.
Top 5 worst movies of all time. This is awesome.
You know my favorite part?
What?
It came out Valentine's Day weekend, and Bryce had to go see it with his girlfriend. That, to me, was worth it.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I told him ahead of time. It's like,
I went and saw this with
guarantee
my girlfriend,
you're
too.
going to see it. Yes, we our little bromance, we went to see it.
That's right. I asked Murray to hold hands with me,
Yes.
but he wouldn't.
Well,
I don't know how to follow this up. Well, I don't know how I'm going to follow this up. As you all know, I am not a fan of domance films. And the story and love part of this very domance film are truly awful. Bryce is 100% right there. And painful to watch. As is the terrible giant flashback montage moment near the end of the film. But what isn't awful in this film is the talent of these amazing dancers. My main man, Tatum, the CLF, who played Salma Hayek's daughter, Edna the bureaucrat, the butler William, the amount of subtle humor, like every time they showed William,
humor.
And I did mean everything about William. Every single time he stepped on the screen, I started laughing from the second he stepped on till the second he stepped off. Yes, the main story and the love part was completely stupid. The dance parts in this were absolutely great. There was dance moves that I've never seen before. And it's got my most recent absolute man crush, Channing Tatum, or Chatham, as I like to now call him, plus having an intermission with cute cats made me not hate this movie. The secondary characters in this did more than their job's worth to make this a meh for me. I hated everything about the story. I hated everything about the character development, to Bryce's point. But the secondary characters in this, I thought all of them did an amazing job. I think if they just took Salma Hayek out of it and my boy Chatham, and just had the secondary characters make a movie about a dance film, this could have been Mondo.
Whatevs.
Yeah, William was hilarious. What'd you think, Mur?
William was not hilarious.
Apparently you didn't get to hold hands with Kim while you were watching this. Because Murray and I...
Maybe they're busy making out and they missed it.
Yeah, there was some tongue sliding.
No, there was just me just
Uncomfortable.
cringing and trying to crawl into my
So-
own skin.
Apparently you don't like domance films either.
Apparently. I really went into this film. I thought I would hate it. Considering my mood that day, I thought I would.
Yeah, you were.
I was not in a good mood when I got there. Having a theater full of women on a Friday night of Valentine's weekend didn't help either. As my hetero life mate, Jim, and I were the only males in attendance.
Yes.
There may have been a couple of husbands
also the
dragged
only
to
male
it
in
that we
attendance.
didn't see, but I think I saw a couple coming out. But
There's only 2 in the theater.
half-naked men are clearly not for me.
I love Half Naked.
And the opening scene of Channing Tatum dry humping Salma Hayek didn't give me much hope.
I had a boner through that. I'm sorry.
It was awful.
Somewhere along the way, a story broke out.
What? No.
Yeah,
it
it wasn't original or especially creative.
there was no story.
Footloose, Flashdance, Honey, Step Up. List of similar films is endless. While I didn't particularly enjoy the dancing, especially by the half-naked dudes, I did think the end scene was spectacular and made me fall in love with the female ballet dancer. She was awesome. Channing Tatum was as charming as ever. No doubt still a heartthrob to all the women and gay men out there.
And straight men who are,
Some
have a
straight
man
men.
crush.
There were plenty of entertaining minor characters, especially the butler. William, I believe his name is.
Yes.
And Edna. Loved Edna.
Another bureaucrat.
The reason I didn't hate this film, what stops it from being a rage, was Salma Hayek.
What?
Her character was quirky, sexy, funny with just a hint of crazy.
She can't do comedy.
I found myself laughing at pretty much all of her lines.
Wow.
Every tantrum was a joy to watch. Yeah, the premise was silly and obviously predictable. The scene with Edna on the bus was enough to brighten my mood.
Certainly
A
was.
titillating meh that even the husbands and boyfriends might enjoy.
No. I will give you one thing.
Yes.
The bus scene,
With Edna.
yeah, it had potential, but it didn't pay off
was
at
too
all.
short.
It was
too short.
It was like it was over in a blink.
Yeah.
And what was the end of it? Like it had potential. It was the one thing, but it just made me even angrier because they had one
gave you
thing,
just a little
one
taste.
thing in the movie that could have at least given me like 3
Hope.
minutes of something.
Something of something.
But even that fell flat. This was just, even the little nugget of potential fell flat because it just the most god awful thing I've ever witnessed in my life. This was just beyond awful. Like I'm tripping over my words right now, trying to come up with a word that's worse than awful. God, I don't know.
You know what? It's 4 letters and starts with an R.
Rage.
There you go. Okay, so unfortunately, we all agreed on Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
We did not agree on Magic Mike,
No.
but perhaps,
You guys
just
watched a
perhaps,
different movie than I did.
we might agree on the next film. What do you think?
I don't think we will, because I think I liked it more than you.
I
but
think you did. So
go ahead.
we saw Pathaan. Pathaan. There we go. Siddharth Anand, aka Indian Michael Bay, has made a film that starts with a scene almost as epic as the opening of RRR. This is a mashup of every American English language action movie you have ever seen, from Mission Impossible to Jason Bourne, Fast and the Furious, James Bond, and also Indian Transformers. But what makes this better than any of those English language films is that this is an Indian film where they never once take themselves seriously and know they are creating this thing that transcends all normal action films. It does this because it takes time for the little things, like dramatic Blue Steel type stares. And they blast the music through the entire movie.
So good.
But when action is coming, they turn the volume up to 11. So you
loud.
know when to scream at the movie screen. Or it takes time to place a costume-changing sexy pool party, Bollywood dance song.
Yes.
When they introduce our heroine. This was a fun time, and at no point did I question the laws of physics or think that was not humanly possible.
Doesn't
because
matter.
in the Pathaan universe, anything is possible. And if Pathaan makes a promise, it happens.
Yes.
This was a thrill ride I was loving being on up until I got a giant wall / slump in the movie, when it made me start questioning my loyalties to the universe that is Pathaan. I looked at my watch twice, and it started to get draggy, which means this film was about 20 minutes too long. So 2 hours of nonstop humor and action and 20 minutes of draggy, and then the Lord of the Rings number of endings with a semi-final Bollywood awesome dance number makes this so close to Mondo. Its 15 minutes of editing would have sealed this in Mondo heaven for action films, but alas, another ending following the true ending that was the Bollywood dance number
I like the
sealed its fate. No, you didn't. Sealed its fate to super
Don't tell me what I like.
super high man.
All right.
And we got some unpacking, but yeah, tell me why you like this a little more than me.
Pathaan is another action thriller from Bollywood. It has all the ingredients that one would expect. The high-octane, over-the-top action is mixed with lavish musical numbers, and lead actor Shah Rukh Khan shows that he is one of the top action stars on the planet. The score is amazing as it pumps through the theater speakers and makes the action that much more epic. It's already epic, but then when you get that score pumping into your bones, man, it just takes it to another level.
Oh, another level.
The musical numbers inexplicably cause me to feel tremendous joy. The action sequences are ridiculously entertaining. This is another film from India that blows any action movie in the past few years from North America out of the water. And when she hit the ice on her skates and started striding towards that killer virus-filled orb, I almost lost my mind at the awesomeness that was before me. I loved this film. It was Mondo.
Yeah, I loved so much of it. I was there with you all the way along. I really did hit a wall. They got a slump in it. It was just like
Bad guy comes ripping out of the cave on his motorcycle.
Those
few
were
seconds
great.
later, hero comes ripping out of the cave on a motorcycle, and they're and then what's happening?
When she
what's
gets the
happening?
skates.
Who's coming out of the cave next?
Our heroine.
Oh, she's on skates.
She's on speed skates. They weren't just skates.
They were
long distance speed skates.
And she was
pumping
and striding, and she was going
like
fast.
nobody's business.
She's going
But
as fast as a motorcycle.
there was too many. There was the part before that. Like it was like there was too many times where they They kind
I
of got
needed
too
time
involved.
to breathe. I needed a few seconds to take a couple.
No.
I can't go
No.
balls to the wall for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
No, but okay, but here's a comparison. And I know it's not fair to compare them because they are completely two different movies. But when I walked out of this, I did feel it. The 15 minutes of editing would have made this a perfect film. When I walked out of RRR, which was 3.5 hours long of an action film with the same level of ridiculousness from the action, I wanted another 3.5 hours. And there was draggy parts in RRR, but the story and the characters they developed, they had too many characters where they didn't develop them that caused me not to be as in love with the entire story. The action sequences were stellar. The music was stellar. There was so much great in this. It's just they didn't develop the characters enough to make me fall in love with them as much. And there was just 20 minutes, if not maybe 15 minutes. It was too much.
I'm not going to argue with you. RRR is a far superior movie to this, but RRR is like the Mondoist of Mondo movies. It is on a ridiculous, it has no equal in my mind.
Yeah.
As far as action films go. Right now, RRR is my favorite action film in the history of the world.
Of the universe.
There's never been a better action film.
In the world we live in and the Pathaan universe.
This, once again, was an excellent action film. It's still Mondo. No, it's not RRR, because RRR is
There's a new measurement
exactly.
stick. There's a new measurement stick.
There is nothing else that can compare to that movie.
Except maybe RRR 2, which I hope they make.
Who knows?
I've never said that about a sequel, but I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. At any rate, we weren't too far apart on this.
I was so close to Mondo. Yeah. If I hadn't looked at my watch a second time, then it would have made it, I'm sure. But then that means they would have had to cut out those 15 minutes.
It was a lot of fun.
It was.
Yeah.
I highly suggest everybody see this movie, even Murray. The skates, because you loved it. She even paused and did a toe pick, Murray. And I know how much you love toe pick.
Doesn't make it better.
It would have made it absolutely
take the dancing and the music out of it, I might have maybe sat through it.
Oh, I think you would have liked some of the.
Yeah, you would have liked.
You would have liked the pool party.
No, because there was only two dance numbers. One was a sexy pool dance party.
Yes.
Where they had, I think, 6 or 7 clothing changes. At least. That was awesome. And then there was the one at the end, which they always put in.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm convinced you would have loved it.
I don't think so.
But that doesn't matter, because we're going to talk about something else now.
We are.
Oh, I'm actually really looking forward to hearing what you guys think of this movie.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
Well, the second half of our double feature on Friday, after the glory of Magic Mike, was a movie at our local art house cinema called The Outwaters.
Yes!
Also a low-budget film. Even less money than Winnie the Pooh.
What? Less than 100,000?
Oh yeah, it was like half of that maybe. The Outwaters is a found footage film.
Yes.
About a group of friends who venture into the Mojave Desert to shoot a music video.
Yes.
Where they encounter mysterious and threatening phenomenon.
Yes.
Or as I like to call it, Blair Witch in the desert.
No.
Except Blair Witch was original at the time, scary as hell, and actually made sense. This film had none of that. Except shots directly ripped off from it. The first 20 minutes were a complete waste, showing these 4 idiots.
Sorry, how many minutes did you say?
20 minutes.
Okay.
Of the whatever 2-hour movie, whatever long it was. Showing these 4 idiots sitting around drinking and smoking and acting stupid.
That's what people do.
5 minutes would have been plenty. I can appreciate the premise of the film, going to the desert to shoot a music video.
Yeah.
That part was actually done pretty well.
Yeah.
Although I got tired of hearing the song after about 5 minutes.
Oh.
But the story falls apart soon after that.
What?
And logic goes out the window really quickly.
Oh.
I actually like found footage horror films if they're done correctly.
I hate them.
Well, a couple of scenes in this movie actually gave me chills, mostly because of the blood-curdling screams and the creepy noises you couldn't see.
Yes.
The unfocused and shoddy camera work took me right out of the film.
It's found
The
footage.
shots were either too dark, shot with a single dull flashlight as the only source, upside down, or pointed at the ground. I honestly had no friggin' clue what was going on for the last half of the film and couldn't wait for it to be over.
What?
My only wish was to see these people gutted on camera instead of just hearing about it. Hard rage.
Huh. Who knew?
Who knew?
Rage. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
You're so angry these days, Murray.
I actually liked
love
Winnie
it.
the Pooh better. That's how bad it was.
Oh,
The level
no.
of rage difference. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, what did you think, Bryce? Apparently, this is shocking to you that Murray did not love this movie.
It's shocking that anybody wouldn't love this movie. The Outwaters is a found footage flick that introduces us to some rather annoying characters whose lives take a turn as they find themselves in a living nightmare in the desert. The film really gets The film really gets rolling when they spend their first night under the desert sky as they hear some disturbing sounds in the distance. From there, we get many scenes of one point of light showing us very little as most of the screen is black, which intensifies the fear of the unknown. The images that are revealed have your imagination racing as you, along with the folks in the film, try to figure out what you are witnessing. As characters slip into madness, we are shown many effective passages that add to the tension of the circumstances. The film eventually climaxes with a conclusion that shows us what pure madness looks like. This was a trip that starts slow, but builds and builds as we are taken on a tour of human depravity. This was a gem of a film. It was Mondo.
Oh, wow. That's surprising. Well, let me tell you what I thought about the Outwaters.
Just say ditto and we can move on to the next film.
I may say ditto, but it is not going to be for you,
Only
Bryce.
if he was going after me.
So, found footage film where it's in 3 acts broken out by 3 supposed 3 found memory cards, of which one memory card is home movie footage where no one in their right mind would film anything that mundane, and then a second memory card as mundane or worse than the first one, and again, out of focus or shots of stupid things, followed by a final memory card that was basically where you couldn't see anything, shot at night except creepy images of blood and weird scary sounds. And it is a memory card. It's not a memory card, although they want you to think it's a memory card. What it is staged footage and not continuous, yet the way it was being portrayed, it should have been continuous. This film had me wanting to scream at the movie to please just stop annoying me. For the first hour and a half of this entire film, I couldn't do anything but say I hate every single frame of this movie up until an hour and 30 minutes had gone by.
What?
I was like practically vibrating how much I hated the first hour and 30 minutes of this film.
What is going on?
I know the filmmakers may have wanted us to believe the lady 30 minutes of the drug-induced desert worm-infested blood orgy of wiener severance, beheading, disemboweling was creative, but it wasn't. There was 2 good shots of cool donkeys, and the rest of the film was 3 wasted memory cards and a film that made me want to leave 20 minutes in and then wish I had never, ever seen the first 20 minutes of this film. I hated this film. It would, if I had to put something as a film that I hated, this could make the top 5. This is on my list for the worst films so far of the worst movie I've seen this year. It would probably have made the worst movie. It's worse than Top Gun Maverick to me.
No,
and
it isn't.
Don't get me wrong. I love disemboweling and wiener severing as much as the next person, but because none of that last 30 minutes could have been seen or was definitely not found footage based on things like not continuously shot or set up on a fucking tripod to watch the disemboweling and walking away as the
Wasn't
shots
set
were
up
done.
on a tripod.
There was
It was on the ground.
No, it wasn't. There was a perfectly good shot that was set on a fucking tripod as he walked forward and you saw his butt naked ass. It's like, no, I'm sorry. If this was like everything that you thought was awesome about the weird, trippy, drug-induced, whatever that was,
it was all
wormy
good.
snakes shit was all contrived, and to me, none of it seemed found footage. If you're gonna make a found footage film, make it seem like it's found footage. First off, nobody on those 2 memory cards would have shot any of that stuff. People don't shoot that many
do.
of. No, they don't. They still show pictures of their friends. Hey, why don't you go stand by that? They would shoot things that were out of focus. Nobody does that. Like people, the world in which they're in. These are 20-year-olds that pretty much have lighting and properly shot things through the whole time. They're not showing people's feet or like an empty bottle, or it's just not doing it. This was the most staged, annoying found footage film I've ever seen in my entire life.
Disagree.
The 20 minutes of drug-induced worm coma was also so contrived and nothing to do with found footage. Every moment of this film made me want to punch myself in the face, or you in the face, or Murray in the face, or the director in the face. I hated every single thing.
This is the best found
about
footage
this
movie ever.
First off, found footage movies are not
They
good.
suck.
They all suck. And this
Except
one
for this
sucked more.
one.
No, this one sucked more than any of them because they try to pretend that it's found footage, but it was not found footage. Everything was formulated this was
So
just,
good.
No.
And I didn't like it as much as him.
No. This was
So,
it was terrible.
Mondo?
this was the biggest rage
Huge rage.
so far of this year.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
it's definitely gonna be my
No,
top
this
5
was
rage.
You,
was
sir, are a crazy man.
well, I'm crazy after seeing that. Like,
Yeah.
no.
All right. Well,
See, look at that. We only agreed on one thing.
Yeah.
And that is Pooh.
it was
He's
poo.
Oh man,
And it didn't have to be.
so much
It
rage.
didn't have to be.
Could have taken the same story and just made it better.
Yeah.
They could have, but they didn't.
And you know what that means? It's time for Murray to bring some levity to this podcast.
I don't know if I can. I'm pretty hyped up right now.
I'm hopped up on Diet Coke.
Hyped up on rage. Not even Diet Coke. I have the sugared version of the soda tonight because they ran out.
Oh,
so
God. He's going to be peeing all night.
I'm sugared up. All right. Well, the Super Bowl was on Sunday.
It was.
Since we're not a sports podcast,
No, we're not.
I can't talk about the game.
No, you can't.
Since we're not a TV podcast,
No.
I can't talk about the lameness of the $7 million commercials.
That's right. You can't.
What I'm left with is the trailers for upcoming films this year,
Oh.
all of which are guaranteed to make these two rage.
No guarantees.
So here goes. First off, we had a nearly 4-minute trailer for Fast X, the 10th and supposedly last Fast and the Furious film. Joining the cast is Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony winner Rita Moreno,
Thank God you
apparently
didn't
as
say Viola
somebody's
Davis.
mother or grandmother.
Thank God she's there.
And Aquaman himself, Jason Momoa, as the bad guy. Also appears like everybody from the previous 9 films is back,
I just hope they're in space again.
except Dwayne The Rock, who hates Vin Diesel, and the guy who actually died.
See, there's a reason why we love Dwayne The Rock Johnson so
Yes.
much.
Can't wait for this one, eh, fellas? Next up, an equally long trailer for The Flash. Not gonna lie, I was dreading this one because of all the crap going on with its star.
Yeah, why are they even playing this? Like, why
I
are
don't
they
know.
not-
Apparently, they finished it. This is like the last movie before the guns took over, I guess. Seeing the Bad Fleck again definitely didn't help. He was at the start of the trailer.
Ooh.
So he's back, even though nobody else from the Justice League is. They replaced everybody else.
Ben Affleck, the best Batman
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
What do you mean they're replacing?
There's no new Superman. I don't know if there's gonna be another Wonder Woman.
What about Jason Momoa?
Aquaman 2. I don't know if it's even gonna come out. It's still in up in
Limbo?
the air. But I mean, yeah, they replaced it. And the metal machine guy, he's gone.
What you talking about, Willis?
Just saying. They replaced everybody except
Guns, cleaning house,
except
starting
Ben
over.
Affleck. He's still around. The old man's still there.
Well, you
Anyway.
gotta have-
I heard a rumor that Michael was coming back.
I'm getting to that.
Oh, well, thank you, Murray.
Michael.
Till Mr. Hollingsworth interrupted me again.
Yeah, that's how.
Anyway, started off with Ben Affleck. Wasn't happy about that. Then something happened.
I love Ben Affleck.
Michael Keaton as Batman. He even says, "I'm Batman."
In the trailer?
Not just a cameo either. Apparently, the little twerp Barry Allen, aka the Flash, wiped out all the metahuman super beings, and he had to turn to a non-powered hero to help him. Not only the Batfleck, but plenty of Michael Keaton as well, like in action with the original Batmobile from the first movie and the original soundtrack.
My mind is being blown
I'm
right now.
confused right now.
Well,
I don't
because
even know what's
it's like
going
a-
on.
it's like a multiverse.
It's a multiple world.
It's a
Like, he's on
multiverse.
different
It's
Earth.
like the Spider-Man, but with Batmans.
Yes, it's like the last Spider-Man with multiple Batmans.
So you're gonna have
I even think Christian
Batman
Ba-
with a walker?
Oh, I even saw Christian Bale's motorcycle from the last Batman movie. The
This
one
is
that,
going to be
the one that
awesome.
Catwoman was driving.
This is.
So yeah, that's where it starts out.
Do we get Robert Pattinson
Maybe.
too?
We'll
No,
get Robert-
unfortunately you don't. Well, I don't know. It was only 3 minutes long. As a bonus, the return of Zod from Man of Steel.
Really?
Yes, Michael Shannon.
Wait a minute. Was Adam West going to be in it too?
No, he died.
Well, they can CGI him.
And a new Supergirl to replace my boy Henry Cavill. I'm still sad about it.
Supergirl. Henry Cavill was Superman. What are you
As in
talking about?
Kara, as in his cousin.
Oh, I thought he
No,
spilled
it's-
his
you
seed
said
into
No, it's his
Lois's
cousin.
vagina.
Whose
You-
cousin?
Superman's cousin from
Superman
Krypton.
has a cousin?
Yes.
Don't get him started
I thought
talking
you
about
started-
Superman.
get me
Stop
started here.
asking him questions
Just
about
a second,
Superman.
but I thought the planet blew up
I
and he was
swear,
like the only one that...
I'll bring out Helen Slater if you don't shut up.
Yeah, you stop asking questions. I
I'm
don't.
confused. I just want to want to
Anyway,
be
wait
for the movie.
educated.
There's
Wait
no
for the movie.
Superman because he doesn't exist thanks to James Gunn.
Flash.
But there is a Supergirl with the same powers that he has. And she's trying to help him stop Zod.
Well, there has to
So
be a
there you go.
Superman.
There's
No,
a
it's
Supergirl.
Supergirl.
Get
It's the
with
same
it.
powers. Anyway, I found it an acceptable substitution. This may be the last DC film I will like before the Guns ruin the DCU.
How do you know that's going to happen?
I know it's going to happen.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Next, skipping over the trailer for Scream, whatever number it is,
72.
because, well, it's going to suck.
Yeah.
Hayden
never
Panettiere back from the fourth one, and some kind of super ghost face.
know. Yes.
Gone. Don't worry, I'm not done yet.
Oh yeah.
And yes,
I can
there's-
feel the rage.
There's another Transformers
Oh,
movie.
no, there isn't.
Yes, there is.
That can't be.
This time, Mirage. The silver Porsche, which was one of my favorite toys as a kid. Unfortunately, it's voiced this time by Pete Davidson.
Yay!
Enough said.
That sounds good.
that does sound
Directed
good.
by the guy who gave us Creed 2.
Oh.
Who's that?
Sadly, Michelle Yeoh is also in this.
This is gonna ruin my life right
Hope
now.
she wins the Oscar first, because this film might kill her career. They also played the trailer for Adam Driver's Jurassic Park / Lost in Space movie
That's
65,
when future meets past.
which was not new, and we already
Who will
discussed. This could be good or bad.
It could be.
Then the movie
gonna be-
Jim is
it's gonna
looking
be
forward
bad.
to, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes! I am so excited for
I
this.
remember the crappy one starring a Wayans brother.
Yes.
And I
also,
never played the game.
I played the game
So
a lot.
I'm holding my judgment on this one. Does
I am
look
a
kind of
D&D.
cool though, and it's got one of the Chris's, so we'll see.
I love the Chris's.
I don't know what that
I love all the
means.
Chris's.
What's a Chris?
There's not a Chris I don't love.
All right. Unfortunately, there is also Indiana Jones,
Oh,
Bye.
God.
which Mads
now.
Mikkelsen got roped into.
What?
Somehow.
No.
Yeah, uh-huh.
My Danish man crush is in
Yeah.
this? Oh, man.
Maybe Indy finally dies in this one. Skipping over Creed 3.
Thank God. Yeah, please do
And
that.
Super Mario Bros., which is just a cartoon plumber's commercial.
Nice.
WTF. I don't know if it's live action or not, but the commercial was cartoons. Lastly, a 3-minute trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I have no idea what this movie is about, other than a black guy with an English accent who appears to be trying to end the universe and seems to be the guy who invented that talking raccoon.
Huh.
Maybe Star-Lord actually dies in this one. Who knows?
I doubt it. He's a god.
So, friends, lots of raging to be done in the next 8 months.
Wait, isn't he also a Chris?
A lot of those sound
He
pretty
is
good.
also a Chris, but he's one of the
There you
lesser
go.
talented ones.
Am I a
Still-
Chris?
No.
No, you're a Bruce.
But I also love.
I'm not a
I
Bruce.
also love you. I love Bryce's.
I love Bryce's too.
Come on, Bryce.
Anyway, that's all I got. But yeah, that's what you missed because you didn't watch them in Super Bowl.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
I'm in such a joyful place. I don't know if I can find the rage again.
No, we had some rage earlier.
Oh yeah, I had rage, man. Okay, so my rage this week is fucking found footage films. Can I
Okay.
please not ever
That's
have to
fine.
watch any of them ever again?
Unless they're
Not gonna
quality like the Outwaters.
No, unless oh my god, I'm just having flashbacks of how terrible that movie was right now again. Yeah,
Really?
my rage could build to a level that is beyond my comprehension. Yeah, no, found footage movies.
Are typically terrible.
Yes, the only one
Is the Outwaters.
no is what's the Spanish zombie
Wreck?
one?
Oh,
Wreck,
yeah,
thank
Wreck.
you.
Wreck's-
And all three of the Wrecks are great.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far, but the first one was superior.
And the second one's still pretty good.
The first one is
by far the
is
best.
actually the best
Yeah.
found footage movie ever
Yeah.
made. By far.
Well, thank you. I will.
I forgot
we can,
about Wreck.
We can agree. We can agree on
Yes.
that. All found
So
footage films are terrible
except for
Wreck
two.
1.
Wreck and the
So
Outwaters.
your
No.
thing is all
No.
English found footage films suck.
Yeah, all English-speaking found footage films suck.
Except for the Outwaters.
Except for Wreck when they speak English once in the whole film.
Wreck
Really?
was awesome.
Yeah, there you go. So they did speak English, but it was just one word. So that classifies, maybe.
I don't know. Are you done?
Yeah, I fucking hate found footage films. Stop making them. And
Fair
stop
enough.
pretending like, oh, it's a found footage
Yeah,
film.
pretend it's
a
actually
found
real.
footage film that, was completely staged through the entire film. That's my rage.
There you go.
And also, come on, Bryce.
Come on, Bryce.
All right. My rage this week is very short, not so sweet. My rage this week is that Magic Mike's Last Dance exists. That was the worst movie I've seen in at least a decade. That's it. That's all I got. I hated this movie so very, very much. I can't rage about anything else because it's the most god-awful thing that I've had to sit through that I can remember. It's going to haunt me for like the next decade, 2 decades.
It's not nearly as bad as The Outwater.
Oh, whatever. The Outwaters is Armando, and Magic Mike's Last Dance is
Isn't
like
it?
one of the biggest rages in the history of film.
William was so funny.
No, nobody was funny.
It was all funny. There was a lot of fun.
There was no laughing.
Yeah, we're just rehashing stuff now.
Yeah.
We get it. You hated it.
It was awful.
That was the lamest.
Rage.
I wanted to rage about something else, but I couldn't. So I thought I'd
late.
talk over Ben Stiller.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? Ben will never forgive you.
So I don't think we got nothing on the list this week. Unless you got something up your sleeve.
Nah, not really.
No, nothing.
No, I
Anybody in any film?
mean, well, I mean, there's the obvious, but I've only seen him in one film, so.
You're talking.
Shah Rukh Khan
Yeah.
is the most mesmerizing action hero that I've ever witnessed. Like he's kind of like The Rock, but times 10.
He's the Indian Rock power to 10.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Actually, you should
got
watch some of his
uber
other
charisma.
movies because he's that amazing in every movie he's in. So, like, to me, I've seen enough of his movies. He's definitely mesmerizing.
Yeah, I'm
for
gonna
me.
go back and watch a couple of them. So.
Yeah, you should spend the whole weekend watching.
I've actually got the next 5 days off. So
Nice. There we go. Yeah, so not much for the list this week. Murray's going to find us something because we
did
added
find
some
something.
people.
Oh, you got something?
You got something?
Yeah.
Ooh, a
What?
proposed
You guys
mesmerized off.
stop complaining long enough, I'll tell you.
Well,
All
that's
right,
what we like to do.
Lay it on me.
Well, I'm sure we all remember Idris Elba's last film.
Yeah, 2,000 Years of Longing?
No, The Beast.
The
thing.
Beast? Oh, yeah.
I didn't actually see it.
Yeah, well, you're lucky then.
Yeah, you were pretty
You used to
lucky.
love this guy. Loved everything he was in.
I still love
Still
this
think
guy.
he's awesome.
Hmm.
But I think we need to kind of re-examine some of the stuff he's been in. So
So is he
that-
on a mesmerized list?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He is.
I didn't even know that.
Because we couldn't
And
we couldn't decide. You chose Tilda Swinton, and I chose him. So
from the Thor.
no, from 2,000 Years of Longing
Oh.
or whatever it was.
There were also no, that wasn't Tilda. Sorry, that was Kate Blanchett. So I looked along on her trying to find movies that he was in that I could maybe put somebody up against. And
Oh.
maybe get him knocked out or something. I came up with two, but the first one I'm not too sure about. It's Buffalo Soldiers
Mhm.
with Joaquin Phoenix
Yeah.
and Idris Elba. I don't know if Idris Elba is in it long enough. He's in the cast, but I don't know how big of a part he is.
Yeah, I can't really remember how much he's in that.
That'd be worth seeing.
It's good. It's not a bad
So
movie,
if you
though.
guys want to try that one, you can do that. I have a second one, which you guys are not going to like. Well, one of us is not going to like.
Well, let's start with Buffalo
Start with
Soldiers
that one?
first.
Okay, and if Idris Elba has too short of a role, then I got a second one, which I know he's in more of. I also, I don't know which list to bring it up, but I was thinking about Noomi Rapace, who is one of my new crushes.
That's what.
Yeah, for
I don't know
Mesmer?
yet.
Oh, so you haven't done the work yet on the.
Well, no, because I haven't seen all of her films, but I've seen the most recent films, and I love them all. Everything I've seen that she's been in, I absolutely love her in.
Love her in, or you love the movie? Because there's two different things.
Both. Movie and her. She's
Really?
mesmerizing in all of
So
them.
do you-
There's a
do you-
couple that I'm like. So you've loved Lamb?
I did.
Oh, okay, good. Because I did too.
The one,
I love that more than both of you.
the one
I
you
don't know
guys
that you
have.
did.
The one you guys haven't seen, but I have.
Yeah.
Possibly because I don't think it didn't hit theaters. It may have been during lockdown. Was Black Crab, which she was awesome in.
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you see it?
Yeah, me too.
She got a new one coming out called Assassin Club. I don't know if it's come out yet or not.
Oh, that sounds awful.
It's supposed
But
to
it
come out
might
this
be.
year.
Might be all right. Who knows? She's in it.
You Won't Be Alone.
Yeah, that is crazy awesome.
The Trip, which I loved.
I think that was a Mondo actually for me. I think we
Yeah.
we all thought it was a Mondo.
Secrets We Keep, I'm not sure about.
Yeah.
Angel of Mine, also not sure about.
I'm not sure I saw that.
Close or Close.
Yeah, that's Mondo.
Stockholm.
Yeah.
Bright, which apparently is a Will Smith movie.
It's a made-for-TV.
Yeah.
Like it went straight to.
Well, it
don't
was a
think-
Netflix thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. And What Happened to Monday? That's like the last 8. So, but I've seen about half of them. But yeah, all the ones I've seen her and I absolutely love her in. So, I don't know if you guys.
I never
wanna
actually saw Bright, but if it does,
I didn't either. But
I don't know if it. I don't know if it counts.
Wait,
or
how
not.
far back did you go? Because did you go back to Alien Covenant? Because that was
yes,
not
but
great.
No, Alien Covenant. She was uncredited in that.
Oh, okay.
She was in it for like 30 seconds. Didn't even
Well,
get her
that
list. But-
doesn't actually matter. if
And
she was in it.
Unlocked was the one before that. So then the first Alien she was in was long before that.
Yeah.
So what was it?
I-
What are we at?
I think if
We got
Alien
1, 2,
Covenant
3,
is
4,
in
5,
there,
6, 7.
which it has to be if
Stockholm
she was
is
in
8,
it,
not including the one that
Yeah,
has come out
you're
yet.
right. Yeah,
that might be a problem.
yeah. We might have to rewatch Alien Covenant.
Isn't it only 8 though?
Yeah, it's last 8.
Yeah.
That's like
So
10.
That's
that was 10 back? Okay,
That's at
well.
least 10 back.
Assassin's Club's 1.
Which I don't think it's
Black
come out
Rat's 2,
yet.
You Won't Be Alone. The Trip. Lamb.
Secrets We Keep.
Secrets You Keep.
And Angel of Mine.
Yep. Where are we
Close.
at?
That's
Close. Stockholm. Yeah, you're right. It's farther enough back.
So I think Bright is the only one that might cause a problem.
But it doesn't count because it's made
Then
for
what
TV
happened to
movie.
Monday then? Is
And Bright was a meh for me.
I
so
mean, if I could find them, I'd watch them.
Bright is also more than 8 back, isn't it?
I think it is.
Well, depends if you include the one that hasn't come out yet.
Okay, well, I think Bright counts.
It was a meh for me. I didn't hate it.
I haven't watched it.
Well,
so.
that's 2, 4,
Well,
6,
then
8 is stock.
Bryce will watch Bright. in
Or
other
I'll
words.
just wait till this other one comes out, and then I don't have to watch
Anyway,
it.
I'm not saying put her on right now. I'm just saying I like her. So
And we are
I think
saying we like her too.
And we like the movie choices she's making,
Yep.
apparently.
there you go.
Seems to be.
So she's going to be on deck. We'll put her on deck.
Yeah, you do that.
Absolutely. Good choices, Mur.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen.
I did a little bit of work this week.
There you go.
You know what?
I'm going to go after your mesmerized list, though. For starters, Adam Driver's on there twice.
he should be on there twice.
he's not on there. Shouldn't be on there
he's
twice.
He's that
He's
talented.
listed twice. And I tried to find a movie to knock him off at least once.
How many
but
times is Ben Affleck on there?
None.
The only
Never.
list he'll be on
Ever.
ever
He's
is the
yours.
repulsive list.
I thought I got him on the list
No.
that one week.
No,
No.
because
I remember because I had Ben Affleck and Rob
Unless-
Zombie.
Unless
right.
it was the one episode you did by yourself.
it was.
Oh,
That doesn't count.
Which
were you
we'd
guys
already
not
voted.
there?
Which we've already voted on them that they're rages. So they don't count.
Exactly.
I'm-
Can't. If you would have brought up somebody that we hadn't talked about, maybe you could have. It could have worked. But
Oh, just you wait, Bryce. There's another trailer which I didn't see during the Super Bowl, which was written, directed, and starring Ben Affleck
Then it'll be great.
and Matt Damon.
Then it'll be absolutely
About the guy who apparently invented
spectacular.
Nikes or Nike Jordans or something. But
That sounds awesome.
that sounds-
so I am so not
completely
down with that one.
I am looking forward to
So
it.
you go ahead and watch that one.
Oh, I'll watch it.
I have no desire to see it.
I will love it.
you know what? I'm gonna not decide yet
I haven't decided either.
because
right now.
I like Matt Damon. So there's a
Used to.
chance.
But he's not with his buddy.
Who's his buddy?
Ben Affleck
Oh, well, Ben Affleck's awesome.
and Kevin Smith. He's friends with Kevin Smith
Yes.
Yeah, Kevin Smith, who used to make good movies.
too. Yeah. Where were we? What's happening?
I'll wait for you to shut up.
Do you like cute dogs? Of course you do.
We have a cute dog, and we'll share pictures of her if you listen to our podcast.
We are Two Idiots and a Dog, and we talk about movies and other media.
And post pictures of our dog, Kaiju.
New episodes post weekly on podpage.com/TIAAD media.
You can also find us on Twitter and Facebook at TIAAD Media, and wherever fine podcasts are sold.
So give us a listen. You wouldn't want to disappoint Kaiju.
No, you don't.
Nope. And we don't either.
Last week on Rage or Dare, the boys were dared to see Big Mama's house, like father, like son, by our friend Zolgar of Two Idiots and a Dog. Zolgar appears to be on his way to being a competent master in the art of rage. Yes, young grasshopper, you are one with the rage. This week, it's back to the sweet candy dish of rage for Bryce as he tries to pull the coveted Death by High School Musical 3. Doesn't that sound sweet? Now let's see if they finally got it right with the turd installment of Big Mama's House. And by getting it right, I mean the right amount of torturous rage that neither of the boys can come back from. Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence. Big Mama's Like Father, Like Son is another crap fest from Martin Lawrence. It starts out awful and never gets any better. Watching Lawrence in a fat suit is exactly as funny as that sounds. And this time around, we get two actors in fat suits pretending to be women. If my math skills are correct, that makes this doubly unfunny. The anguish I felt as I watched this continued to anger me, as I have the same thought as when I'm watching any Martin Lawrence performance. How does this guy have a job in entertainment? He is beyond not funny. He makes films that are intended to be funny, and his mere presence makes these films tragic. I feel for every actor that is so desperate for work that they star in a Martin Lawrence film. Although he is not the only unwatchable actor in this, as Brandon T. Jackson shows he is capable of lowering the bar along with Lawrence as he dons the other fat suit to equal comedic execution. Seriously, there is nothing funny about this. How does something like this get made? If nothing else, I can honestly say that Lawrence is consistently awful, as is the case with everything Martin Lawrence is in. Big Mama's like father, like son is a rage. And this all just seems anticlimactic because I say the same thing every time I watch any Martin Lawrence film.
Yeah, it's almost like we should give you a break from Martin Lawrence for a while to surprise you at a later date with something really good.
Yeah.
Like Bad Boys 3. Well, I need to ask the first question on everyone's mind. But first preface this, that I love drag and can find myself in silk stockings on a Thursday evening more times than I want to remember. So, what is supposed to be funny about Martin Lawrence dressing up as an overweight woman? I don't understand the concept, and we are 3 films in. But I also don't understand why anybody finds Martin Lawrence funny in any way, and why anybody would pay him to be this annoying. Or a single FBI agent would do a sting operation all by himself.
So
like right
realistic.
from the very beginning, I'm kind of like, what? Like, the what? And if I asked you, I'm looking at you, Bryce, to hide in plain sight, would your first thought be, hey, let's dress up as fat women? No, it wouldn't be. They are not fooling anyone. They made themselves more obviously men trying to hide than just actually being hidden. They could have just went to that. There was like a shed that was beside. They could have just hidden in the shed with some apples and peanut butter and snuck in and out of the places they... Like, everything about it made no sense. But apparently, they end up at an all-girls school version of the school from Fame. So, we have a song and dance number in the middle of this movie?
I think we had a couple.
More than one song and dance movie. And at this point, I'm confused what the actual living horror of a fuck is happening in this. And is this a mystery cop drama they promised us, or a musical? But that's what we got over and over again. We got musical dance numbers in a comedy action father-son buddy. I just was confused the whole movie. The other thing I didn't understand was pretty much the only thing that made me not love this film was when the father and the son were all kind of huggy and, bonding.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Or the fact I don't understand that they made so much effort in the bodysuit because they had to show Martin Lawrence nude, somewhat nude, that I was kind of confused. I was like, are the suits, do they have a hole cut out for his junk to stick out? Because if he was covering his female genitalia up when he was doing a thing, they didn't hide on the amount of rolls that his fat suit had. So wouldn't his fat suit cover up his vagina? It would just. I wasn't sure why that was supposed to be there and what was happening during the whole nude drawing scene.
Oh, it was all in the name of comedy.
But do you think she maybe had like his
I
fat
honestly did
woman
not-
suit
I know
had a
that you-
Brazilian trim to
This
it.
has been like running through your head since you watched the movie. I have not given it a second thought. I didn't care when you brought it up at the time, and I still don't.
This film, with all its flaws, had one thing going for it.
Did it?
Yes. In this buddy cop comedy musical dance film that was touching and full of heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, this was predictable, repulsive, Martin Lawrence drivel
Yes.
filled rage of a film that I can thank Zolgar for torturing us with, which satisfied my lust for torturous masochism. I don't know why we keep doing this to ourselves, but you know what? It's kind of like, you know, when you get to that point where your nipples are twisted just enough that the pain is severe enough that it just pushes you over that level of actual orgasm. But in this case, it's a film orgasm. It's like there's so much rage that's in our bodies that it transcends filmgasms to me now. It's just like, it's like I need a fix of these terrible films.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, well then, I also get joy from watching you go through this. The only thing I wished from this last week, because this was a stellar week for all of us, I think, was that I didn't get to see Magic Mike with Bryce. I still remember moments of the past, like when we saw Sonic the Hedgehog 1 together.
And 2.
And when we saw
watching
Sonic
me squirm in my chair,
Sonic the
trying to get
Hedgehog
away from the movie
2.
without leaving my seat.
Which is exactly how I was with the Outwaters. Well, you know what? I don't think there's very many in here. I think there may be a good chance that you may
Is that
pull
your
it this
High
week.
School Musical?
Yeah, we're getting down to the dregs. I kind of want to go in and look to make sure it wasn't pulled out. Because why hasn't one of us pulled this yet? This is like the biggest mystery.
Your dumb luck.
Did you get one?
I got one.
Oh, right.
Don't be a High School Musical.
Could be worse. Could be worse.
High School Musical 3.
Is it?
Boing.
Oh my God, he got it!
We have a bingo.
We've got a bingo! Oh my God, I'm so excited. Well, we may actually have a guest on our episode next week.
You think?
Yeah, we might invite Scott and Frankie on from Shoot the Flick. So
I am not amused right
I
now.
could not be more excited.
Between that and the movies we're watching this week, I think Bryce is going to be full of a lot of rage.
This next week,
That's
people,
my prediction.
next week, this could be the best film rage
Most
episode.
rage-worthy episode
The
ever.
most rage ever to happen.
Oh yeah, I guess we got a superhero movie. We got some Liam Neeson. We got
right,
some
Liam
High
Neeson.
School Musical 3.
That's
oh yeah,
right.
I'm gonna be raging.
Just imagine if we'd saved Winnie the Pooh for next week.
It would have been an all rage episode.
I just want
This
to get
room
it out of
couldn't
the way.
contain all the rage.
You know what they say, directors and actors beware.
That's right.
For you cannot hide from the rage. Well, thanks Ragers for listening. Thanks to the Extended Film Rage family, who you can find them in our show notes. Thanks to Casey from The Nerdy Photographer, the voice of Rage Your Dare, and the God of Rage. And now apparently his subservient grasshopper, Zolgar, and the gang from Two Idiots and a Dog. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We are always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 make us rage. And that's it for this week. Rage on.
Rage on.